More or less prepared.
Okay. Hey. Good morning, and let's thank Henry for that vigorous bell ringing. Come, whoever you are, you're welcome here. No matter your age, your size, the color of your eyes, your hair, your skin, you are welcome here. No matter how you came, if you came alone or with others, you are welcome here. No matter whom you love or how you speak or whatever your abilities, you are welcome here. Whether you come with laughter in your heart or tears in your eyes, you are welcome here. If you come with an open mind, a loving heart, and willing hands, you are indeed welcome here. That was lovely, thank you. Welcome to the First Unitarian Universalist Church of New Orleans, one of 3 congregations in the greater New Orleans area. The other 2 are Community Church Unitarian Universalist in the Lakeview neighborhood and North Shore Unitarian Universalist in Lacombe, Louisiana, across the lake. Together, we are the Greater New Orleans Unitarian Universalists, or GNU. This congregation has gathered in love since 1833 to seek wholeness and work for justice in the world. I am Ann McLean, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers. If you are a visitor, we invite you to raise your hand so that we can greet you. Or if you're watching via live stream, please wave or say hello in the chat. All right. We're a lay-led church charged with the mission to offer joyful, mind-expanding worship services, provide opportunities for fellowship and spiritual development for children, youth, young adults, and adults, promote social change, and inspire service to the larger community. On Sunday mornings, we aspire to fulfill that mission by inviting UUA ministers, other religious professionals, and leaders from community organizations working for social justice, as well as our own members, to be voices of hope, courage, and spiritual or intellectual transformation from our pulpit. Providing that voice today is Beverly Rainbolt, president of the congregation and longtime member. And our guest musician is Ben Schenk of Panorama Brass and Jazz Bands, playing the clarinet. We're delighted to have him here with us again. Never mind. We don't have the usual text and things on the QR code, so you're just going to have to play along. Spotlight announcement. I will remind everyone that our Christmas Eve service next Sunday will not be in the morning. It will be at 5 p.m. And it will consist of readings and carols for the broader message of Christmas. And I invite everyone to come. Also, there are a few poinsettias left if anybody really, really wants a pink poinsettia for Christmas. That's what we have left. Please rise and body your spirit now and say with me the words for the call to awareness and amends, which is in the back of your hymnal. I will read the regular text and you can read the italicized. We gather today at a crossroads.
On land the Choctaw call Bobancha,
The place of many tongues.
a place we call home,
But we are newcomers to this land.
while native peoples are of this land. The Caddo, Natchez, Choctaw, Chitimacha, and Homa, the Tunica, the Biloxi, Atakapa, Ishak, and more.
Know that we gather
On land that was stolen,
the spoils of colonialization and broken treaties.
of forced removal and genocide.
Acknowledging this history is just the first step.
We must set ourselves to the task of repair.
Where we have harmed,
We seek to heal.
where we have taken,
We seek to give.
where we have disparaged,
We seek to honor.
just as the flame of our chalice,
Lights our way to beloved community.
we add life-giving water to earth.
To recall the land's native roots and to nurture solidarity.
Only when we strive to make amends,
To acknowledge the inherent worth and dignity of each person.
the chalice lighting is a solo reading today. It's called There Is Light by Eric Williams. In the beginning, yes, please be seated. In the beginning, there was light, infinite and expansive, flowing out from an unseen center. Throughout creation, there is light, from the steady sun, the glowing moon, the flashing meteor, the twinkling stars, and the auroras dancing in the northern skies. Within each part of creation, there is light, slowed down and held close by every cell and molecule, by each atom and element. Within you, there is a light, the same light as the source, the same radiance that is in all creatures. May this small flame be a constant reminder to you of your true nature and your kinship with all beings.
Sorry. So for our Time for All Ages today, I'm going to read a story about the origins of our chalice. It's called The Flaming Chalice in 1941. In the dark nights and darker days of World War II, when guns blazed all over Europe and airplanes dropped death from the sky, some Unitarians in the United States decided to help the refugees, the people who were trying to escape the war. So the Unitarian Service Committee was formed. The committee members went to Europe to try to bring the refugees safely out of the war. But some of those refugees spoke German, some spoke French, some spoke Italian or Yiddish or some other language. Dr. Charles Joy, who was in charge of the committee, knew that Unitarians needed a symbol that everyone could recognize, no matter what language they spoke or what country they were from. In 1941, in the city of Lisbon, Dr. Joy asked the artist Hans Deutsch for help. Hans Deutsch was a refugee himself. In fact, he'd been a refugee more than once. He had been born in Austria, but when the Nazis invaded his country, he fled to Paris. Then, the Nazis invaded Paris, so Hans Deutsch fled to Portugal, where he met Dr. Joy. "Draw us a symbol," Dr. Joy asked. "Make it look important and official so it will impress the officials of different countries, yet have it show the spirit of our work, which is to help and to serve." And so with pencil and with ink, Hans Deutsch drew a chalice with a flame, surrounded by a circle of protection and love. Refugees all over Europe came to know and trust that sign, and the flaming chalice became a symbol of freedom and hope during the dark nights and darker days of that war. Over 30 years later, in 1976, after the Unitarians and Universalists had joined to form the Unitarian Universalist Association, that one circle drawn around the flaming chalice became two, and that's the symbol that's on your hymnals. One circle is for Unitarians, and one is for Universalists. The circles aren't one inside the other, they're intertwined. They're connected, just as all of us are connected to each other and to everything in the world. The chalice isn't in the middle of the circles. It's a little off to one side to leave space for other ideas and other ways. There's always room for more in Unitarian Universalism. That picture of the chalice in the double circle has been used officially since 1976. Real flaming chalices, like this one, have been used in some of our churches for over 50 years. In 1981, the Reverend David Powell lit a chalice at a General Assembly meeting during the service of the Living Tradition, which is held to celebrate the lives of UU ministers. Many of the ministers who were there that day went home to their churches and fellowships, and they decided to get chalices of their own. Today, all over the world, Unitarian Universalists light the flaming chalice. We light one every Sunday when we gather for worship. Some of us have smaller chalices in our houses, and we light a chalice before every meal, or at other special times. We have all kinds of chalices. Chalices are carved out of wood, shaped out of glass, or molded out of clay. We even wear them as jewelry or as pictures on our clothes. Chalices come in lots of different shapes and sizes and colors, just like Unitarian Universalists. The flaming chalice was drawn more than 80 years ago, and it is still a symbol of freedom and hope and light. It's a symbol of learning and caring and love. It's our symbol, the symbol of Unitarian Universalism.
Please rise in body or spirit and join in our opening hymn, number 123, Spirit of Life. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. Fuente de amor, ven hacia mí y al corazón cántale tu compasión. Sopla al volar, sube en la mar, hasta moldear la justicia de la vida. Arráigame, libérame, fuente de amor, ven a mí, ven a mí. Please be seated.
Before we move into our prayer and time of silence, I want to say that Katie asked me to especially say how sad she is to miss this particular service of all service. She's missing the babies and the candles and the beautiful ceremony that she worked on. And Janice too, they were dropping like flies yesterday. And I especially want to thank Ann for stepping in at like 9:15 last night to be co-leader, worship associate, etc. So now let us unite in the spirit of contemplation. And following the prayer, we will enter into a time of silence, which you can use for meditation, reflection, and the prayers of your heart. When we close, we will have a few moments of silence, and then we will sing together, voice still and small. First, I want to invite you to say aloud the names of those that you are concerned with. I'll just say Katie Gelfand and Janice Bailey. We hope they are better soon. And anyone else that you are concerned with. And if you don't want to speak a name out loud, but you do have a concern that you want to share with the caring circle, you can write that on the card on the back of the chairs and put it in the collection plate when it goes around. And the caring circle will follow up on your concern. Let us hold these beloveds in our hearts as we contemplate the Spirit together. Spirit of love and life, justice and peace, we gather to celebrate the light of human hearts in quest of wisdom. We gather remembering moments of love, works of peace and justice, kindness and goodwill that give us hope and strength. We gather for those keeping years and years. We gather them to nurture a spirit of life and love, justice and peace within and among ourselves, the better to show up in love for our neighbors. Come what may, O Spirit of life, may we always live into love and gratitude. May we grow in our capacity to foster kindness, justice, and peace. May we sustain in this beloved community the spirit of life, faith, and mutual love. In the Spirit, by the Spirit, with the Spirit, giving power, so may it be. And let us enter into silence together.
Voice still and small, deep inside all, I hear you call, singing in dark and rain, sorrow and pain, still you remain, singing, calming my fears, quenching my tears, through all the years, singing.
Among the themes of the Christmas season, or the holiday season, is the hope for peace and earth. We believe that peace on earth depends on strong connections between people, made of trust and compassion, justice. Our service this morning explores the various ways different religious traditions make use of a common symbol, light. We will briefly tell a series of stories about religious observances in which light is a central symbol from ancient times to recent times and from many lands. Celebrations of Yule, Diwali, Body Day, Hanukkah, Advent, Kwanzaa, human light, plus a story of light from our Unitarian Universalist heritage, which you've already heard. We will honor these observances by entering the ritual in a spirit of learning and by lighting their lights together, creating a tableau of lights symbolizing our human common ground of spirituality and wisdom traditions. Let us celebrate the common light with hope for peace on earth.
Each year, as winter approaches, the nights grow longer and the days grow colder. We know that in many lands and cultures of the Northern Hemisphere, during those colder and darker days, ancient peoples gathered to share recently harvested crops and other foods, to share light, warmth, and the beauty of evergreens. Perhaps early on, they believed the fires would banish the cold and would call back the sun. It is understandable that the fire and the greenery were consolations for the cold, that the fire added light and warmth to the comfort found in being together, and provided a space to recall the light of prophets or loved ones. And while it's doubtful anyone really feared the sun wouldn't come back, some might have thought that the rituals of the season helped persuade it. Gradually, by being attentive to nature and sharing knowledge, these cultures learned that the sun would always come back. As they studied the moon and the stars, they learned to discern when this change would occur. The 24-hour period, which is the longest night and shortest day of the year, is the winter solstice, after which the days start to lengthen again. This longest night of the year heralds the promise of the return of light, metaphorically the rebirth of the sun. This night and its promise became a night of celebration in many Northern Hemisphere cultures, and these traditions began a long, long time ago. One ancient name for this season around winter solstice, still used today, is Yule. So the ancients lit their fires, and we today light ours to feel our connections to earth and sky, to honor the cycles of life, death, and rebirth, to appreciate the dark night of the soul and the promise of the sun illuminating our path, the promise of new beginnings, even in the darkest times. May we see this flame of light and hope at the turning of the year and be joyful. And I might note that we have a Yule log, Bûche de Noël, to share after the service, which this year was lovingly made by my daughter, Amelia Manning Frost.
Another celebration connected to Yule is, of course, the celebration of winter solstice, and we will be celebrating the winter solstice here with our annual winter solstice labyrinth walk. It may be the last winter solstice labyrinth walk that we have on this beautiful labyrinth, so I urge you all to come and celebrate with us.
Please join us in singing Deck the Halls with Boughs of Holly, number 232. Deck the hall with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Toll the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la. See the blazing Yule before us, fa la 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 la. Strike the harp and join the chorus, fa la 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 la. Follow me in merry measure, fa la 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 la. While I tell of Yuletide treasure, fa la 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 la. Fast away the old year passes, la 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 la. Hail the new ye lads and lasses, fa la 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 la. Sing we joyous all together, fa la 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 la. Heedless of the wind and weather, fa la 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 la. Please be seated.
Be seated. It's kind of amazing how one instrument can add so much to it. I never want to sing Deck the Hall without Ben behind me again. Okay. The light of Diwali. And I'll indicate, I don't know who our Diwali candle lighters are, but I'll indicate when I'm close to the time for y'all to come on up. Around the world, people in India and from India celebrate the Hindu New Year in the 5-day festival of Diwali. They dress in white and bright colors. They make sure their houses are freshly painted and completely cleaned on the day of the festival. Rituals are performed to banish bad fortune. People bang on pans and light candles or small oil lamps in every room of the house in order to scare bad fortune away. After dark, cities are lit up with fireworks and big bonfires. Diwali is a celebration of many stories. Most famously, it is linked with stories about the goddess Lakshmi. The first day of the festival marks Lakshmi's birth from the cosmic ocean of milk that was churned by the gods and the demons. It is also a day to celebrate the discovery of medicine. The first day's prayers are for protection from an untimely death. The third day is Diwali Day, the day Lakshmi chose Vishnu as her husband and married him. Diwali is also linked with other Hindu stories in which heroes are banished and then return. So, come on up. Hindus light Diwali lamps to banish darkness from their homes and communities and to symbolize banishing hatred, jealousy, ego, and enmity from our minds and hearts. Let us light the lamp of universal love, unity, and companionship, and strive to make the world happy, healthy, and prosperous.
Please join in singing number 197, There Are Numerous Strings. And a note about this piece before we begin. There are 3 verses which you can find numbered and each verse will be preceded by the refrain, which is at the very beginning. There are numerous strings in your lute. Let me add my own among them. Then when you smite your chords, my heart will break its silence, and my heart will be one with your song. There are numerous strings in your lute. Let me add my own among them. Amidst your numberless stars, let me place my own little lamp. There are numerous strings in your lute. Let me add my own among them. In the festival of lights. My heart will throb and my life will be one with your smile. There are numerous strings in your lute. Let me add my own among them. Please be seated.
The Light of Bodhi Day. Once upon a time, many years ago, there was a rich and handsome young prince who seemed to have everything he could want, but he was not happy. He could see all around him people and animals suffering, being hungry, being poor, being sick, being abused, being afraid. And he wanted to make a difference in the world. He sat underneath a tree for several days to meditate on the suffering of the world, and underneath that tree, he became enlightened. It was like a light turning on in his soul. His mind and spirit were freed from suffering, and he resolved that he would one day live the rest of his life helping others to be freed from suffering. He was called the Buddha, which means enlightened one. All over the world, Buddhists remember and honor the day the Buddha became enlightened as Bodhi Day. And I'm sorry we didn't introduce the other families. We're going to ask Barrett to come up later to introduce them, but this is Jafia and Kendra and Jade? Zadie. That's Zaid. That's right. Hi, Zaid. I said your name, didn't I? Zaid is a Buddha baby dressed as Santa. We light this Buddha lamp to remind us that everyone has the power to become enlightened, like the Buddha.
Be ye lamps unto yourselves, be your own confidence, hold to the truth within yourselves, as to the only Lamb. Be ye lambs unto yourselves, be your own confidence, hold to the truth within yourselves, as to the only Lamb.
At Hanukkah, our Jewish friends and neighbors celebrate the religious freedom and the miracle when the temple menorah was lit with only enough oil for 1 day, yet it burned for 8 days. Hanukkah is an 8-day celebration of candle lighting after sundown. Each night another candle is lit until on the 8th night all are lit. The Hanukkah menorah, or Hanukkah, is usually placed in a front window so people can see it and also remember the miracle. The family gathers to sing songs, eat special foods, and give gifts and to the children and play holiday games. Today, Hanukkah is celebrated as a time of dedication and renewal. It is a time to remember the ancient temple and the age-old struggle for religious freedom, and to strive to be a source of light in the world. We light the candles of Hanukkah to honor this celebration of light and freedom. And this is our wonderful Wolf family of Justin, Edie, and Maceo.
Please join in singing number 222, Light One Candle. Light one candle for the Maccabee children, with thanks that their light didn't die. Light one candle for the pain they endured when their right to exist was denied. Light one candle for the terrible sacrifice justice and freedom demand. But light one candle for the wisdom to know when the peacemaker's time is at hand. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. Light one candle for the strength that we need to never become our own foe. Light one candle for those who are suffering the pain we learned not long ago. Light one candle for all we believe in, that anger won't tear us apart. And light one candle to bring us together with peace as a song in our heart. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. What is a memory that's valued so highly? We keep it alive in that flame. What's the commitment to those who have died when we cry out they've not died in vain? Have we come this far always believing that justice would somehow prevail? This is a burden, and this is the promise, and this is why we will not fail. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. Please be seated.
The lights of Advent. The origin of the Advent wreath tradition began among 16th century German Lutherans. To help the children know how many days until Christmas, the pastor of a mission school placed 20 red candles and 4 white candles on a cartwheel. lighting another red one each weekday and adding the white ones on Sunday. As the custom spread, the wreath was simplified, but still marked the time until Christmas, with the candles representing the 4 Sundays before Christmas. On each of the 4 Sundays before Christmas, Christians light one new candle in anticipation of the return of the radiant sun and the birth of the Holy Son. As we look forward to the return of the light, we light the candles of our Advent wreath. And I believe in that tradition today is the candle signifying joy.
Please join in singing number 226.
And our family is Steve and Jordan, and Josephine is helping, and I'm Joshua. Right. My mind has gone blank.
Please join in singing number 226, People Look East. People look east, the time is near of the crowning of the year. Make your house fair as you are able. Trim the hearth and set the table. People look east and sing today. Love the guest is on the way. Furrows be glad, though earth is bare. One more seed is planted there. Give up your strength, the seed to nourish, that in course the flower may flourish. People look east and sing today. Love the rose is on the way. Stars keep the watch when night is dim. One more light the bowl shall brim, shining beyond the frosty weather, bright as sun and moon together. People look east and sing today. Love the star is on the way. Please be seated.
The lights of Kwanzaa. Some of the celebrations of the season are as old as all of human civilization, and some are as modern as our time. Kwanzaa is both. It celebrates a set of values that sustained African American people through many passages and hardships of oppression. Ron Karenga created the celebration of Kwanzaa to help people of African descent and all of us remember and unite in celebrating the rich spiritual heritages of Africa. He received a small grant from the Unitarian Universalist Association to support his research. From the day after Christmas for a week, families gather to light one more candle each night, representing unity, cooperation, faith, collective responsibility, creativity, self-determination, and purpose. In celebration of these values, we light the candles of the Kinara, and we pray that all human heritages be valued as lights that illuminate human lives, and that all people be valued as humans that matter. And we have Karen, Journey, and Tremaine helping us light our lights of Kwanzaa.
Please join in singing number 147, When All the Peoples on This Earth. When all the peoples on this earth know deep inside their precious worth, when every single soul is free, we'll earn the name humanity. The choice to be the best we can begins the day we say I am. The unity for which we sigh will never come through hate or lie. The light of Kwanzaa now proclaim that when we share our inner flame and nurture root and branch with pride, we'll harvest peace both far and wide. Please be seated.
The lights of humanism. Another celebration of the season that is as modern as our time is the 21st century tradition called Human Light. Gary Brill and Joe Fox of the New Jersey Humanist Network founded the holiday in 2001, and it is now celebrated across the United States and in other countries. The first event was held on December 23rd, the date now recommended, but not required, for Human Light celebrations. It involved sharing a meal and artistic performances. Over the years, creativity has been encouraged and new features added to Human Light celebrations. Candle lighting has become a common one. Excuse me. By celebrating and expressing positive human values such as reason, compassion, hope, and humanity, the Human Light holiday has vibrant and authentic meaning for non-theistic and humanist people and families. In celebration of these values, we light 3 candles for reason, compassion, and hope. May they light the path of every human light. And our lighters here are Michael Martin, Maddie, and Reed. Thank you.
Please join us in singing These 3 Flames. The lyrics are printed on the back of your order of worship. This flame shines with the light of reason. May it illuminate the wonders of our world. This flame glows with the warm compassion. May it expand the caring circle of our love. This flame gleams like a hope-filled beacon. May it sustain us through the darkest winter night. These 3 flames mark a joyful season. May they unite us in a happy human light. And may reason, compassion, and hope light the path of every human life. life. Please be seated.
Generosity is a spiritual discipline, and we can now practice our act of giving either by placing your offering in the collection plate that comes by, or by texting give to 504-608-7030, or aiming your smartphone at the QR code in the order of worship, which is working, and you can donate that way.
Anuka linda starakir, ocho candelas para mí. Anuka linda starakir, ocho candelas para mí. Oh, una candelica, dos candelicas, tres candelicas, cuatro candelicas, cinco candelicas, seis candelicas, siete candelicas, ocho candelas para mí. Ocho candelas para mí. Una candelica, dos candelicas, tres candelicas, cuatro candelicas, cinco candelicas, seis candelicas, siete candelicas, ocho candelas, una candelica, dos candelicas, tres candelicas, cuatro candelicas, cinco candelicas, seis candelicas, siete candelicas, ocho candelas para mí.
We have much to be thankful for today. That was lovely. If you will read with me from your order of worship, we will thank these gifts from the abundance of our lives. Bless us, our ministries, and the world. And if you will please rise with me in body or spirit as we extinguish our chalice and read with me. We're waiting on our chalice extinguisher. And this is the Groves family, the Whitman Groves family. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And because I loved it so much and because someone else liked it too, I am again reading the benediction that I shared with you a couple of weeks ago by L.R. Nost. Do not be dismayed by the brokenness of the world. All things break, and all things can be mended. Not with time, as they say, but with intention. So go, love intentionally, extravagantly, unconditionally. The broken world waits in darkness for the light that is you. We are known as the Church of Strangers, but we are strangers no more. Please turn and greet your neighbor and let us open ourselves to the light. And you can come up and sing.
That was great. Was that a Cuban Hanukkah song?
No.
From where?
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it gonna let it shine. Building up a world. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it
That's cool. Yeah, that's good.
I didn't know what to do, so I just kept playing. The guitar sounded good. Well, what's the This is good. It was outstanding. So fun.
Yes, so it's Ladino, so it's from the
Oh, and I'm taking pictures of the choir.
kind of like Yiddish standard, you know. So it's like I think essentially it's Spanish written using the Hebrew alphabet.
Thank you, Ben.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
It was the
Yeah, it's actually not bad. It was a great
I didn't know I could read so well. I didn't know I could read so well.
outstanding. No, you were doing great. No, it's hard when you're trying to figure out who to follow to get started.
Oh yeah, I know. Sweet.
Do we have practice? I mean, we'll
Now to learn a whole other set of a bunch of things that were
right.
I see you in parades from time to time.
most of them are familiar, but
Monday Beans Parade.
it's kind of kicking off at Jesus. And so like talking to her on the phone and we picked like they needed to go to for years, those will be playing tonight. Yeah, if we just did them all at once, people would show up and be like, oh, I didn't sign up.
It was funny because we were,
None of them are my songs, so they're all but I understand that some people have been singing them. I mean, like.